name is Annie, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the animals that are mistreated in the shelters in our area. So one of my main points here is that people of Lexington are not looking for where they're needed. If I told you that you could help a neglected animal, would you? And if I told you that you had the opportunity to volunteer, would you take those opportunities? Basically, we all need to come together to better the lives of these animals by volunteering, adopting, and donating to the local shelters, and just basically helping these animals. First, I'm going to speak a little bit about the Kentucky Equine Humane Center. That's where I volunteer. I prepared a little video for you all to watch. It's about 45 seconds, and it will just tell you a little bit about what the Kentucky Equine Humane Center is all about.
Well, we have a 72-acre facility here, and we're allowed to house 50 horses at all times. I want to make sure we have enough grass for everybody. All of the horses that come in are surrendered to us. We don't do any type of rescue situations. We're a private 501c3 nonprofit organization, so we ask that whoever the owner is of the horse surrender it to us. Sometimes we also take horses from animal control and other humane societies that have been surrendered to them, and they don't have the facilities to house them. And so they will in turn surrender them to us. When people call.
Okay, so basically I'm just going to start by telling you a little bit about my experience here. I did not know Kentucky Equine Humane Center existed before this class, so when I heard that there was a place for me to volunteer that helped horses, I was all in because I'm a horse person, but also that saddened me because I wasn't aware that it was that it existed. So basically what I do is I volunteer here and I help in the barn, and I don't get to work that closely with the horses because these horses are mistreated and they're neglected, so therefore they're not really easy to work with like humans are. It's hard for me to work with them. So basically there's two things that I want to talk about: donations and volunteering. So for the donations aspect, it can either be monetary or a wish list. You can either give money, which I know that for a lot of people that's kind of hard because not everyone has a lot of money to give. However, you can also go to their website and look up their wish list, which is like water buckets, feed, and things of that nature that you can just donate to the Kentucky Equine Humane Center. Also, like I said, I'm a volunteer there. I'm a barn volunteer. However, I know a lot of people may not feel comfortable volunteering in the barn, so you can also be an event volunteer. So you can, or you can also be an office volunteer, which is like doing paperwork for them for the adoptions and things like that. But also, you can volunteer at events where they set up these different tables, and you can basically people just come up to you and you just tell them a little bit about what the Kentucky Equine Humane Center is all about. So like I said, it's great to volunteer. However, the Kentucky Equine Humane Center can only house up to 50 horses at a time. So these facilities need people that are willing to adopt these animals, because if there are more than 50 horses here, the facility is going to be overrun. And so next I'm going to talk a little bit about adoption. Okay, so there are a lot of shelters around here, and when you go into these shelters, it's pretty obvious that these animals aren't being regularly adopted. These puppies are, I mean, you can go to the puppy areas and there's tons of people in there flocking to see all these puppies. However, you go out to the dog side and there's tons of pit bulls and things like dogs like that a lot of families aren't really willing to adopt. So these shelters need people who are willing to adopt these animals. Also, they, just like the Kentucky Equine Humane Center, they need funding, they need donations, they need your time, they need you to go out there and help them out with these things in order to keep their facilities running. They need food for the dogs and for the cats, anything that they have. Second, I want to talk about the reasons for adoption. Basically, there's a lot of purebred animals that are being regularly adopted. I mean, these people are paying hundreds of dollars for these animals, yet we have all these dogs in shelters who are, I don't know, $100 who are not even getting adopted out because people are not really willing to buy these animals that might not be their first pick. However, it's awesome that the Lexington Humane Society does this thing called Train a Pit, where if you are interested in one of their pit bulls, what they'll do is they'll actually train, you do pay, but they train your dog before you actually take him home, and that way, I mean, you might feel a little bit more comfortable with that animal, something like that. Also, I want to talk a little bit about how when you adopt an animal, you're looking for a companion. You're not looking for, I don't know, like a little lap dog or anything like that. You just maybe want someone that's making you happy. And by adopting these animals, not only are they making you happy, but you're saving their lives and you're making them happy. Also, these dogs are not accessories. you're adapting them to better their lives and to better your life, not to have an accessory that you won't, that makes perfect sense. So, so basically, like I said before, if you knew you could help, would you? The community, from my experience, has a lack of knowledge about these shelters and things where you can volunteer. Like I said, I didn't even know that the Kentucky Equine Humane Center existed, and I'm a horse person. So that really goes to show that people who aren't even interested in horses or know much about them, probably they don't know that these places exist. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the poor marketing that's involved with these shelters. So basically the money that they're getting, they're not using that directly for their marketing. So a lot of times this money's coming in and they're going to be using that directly for the animals. They're not going to be wanting to spend a lot of their money and their time on buying billboard signs and things like that. They're wanting to use that money for the facilities and for food and things like that. Also, people, from my experience, have told me that I told them about the Kentucky Equine Humane Center, but they feel as if they're unqualified to help volunteer here. But like I said, not only can you be a barn volunteer, but you can also volunteer in the office, which anyone can do that kind of job, or volunteer at the different events. So in conclusion, I just want to say that it's very easy to go out and help the animals in your community by donating or giving your time by volunteering. Basically, what I want to say is, now that I've told you about these different places, are you willing to go volunteer? If so, please check these places out. If you're not interested in the Kentucky Equine Humane Center or maybe the Lexington Humane Society, research other places. There's tons of places that you can give your time and donate your money to that need your help. So go out and make a difference. And then I'm going to go ahead and show all the people that are here. Where is it? Okay, there we go. And then...
Tyson.
Okay, I am Tyson. Where is he? There he is. Okay.